6 Indian nationals have unfortunately lost their lives and one is missing in various incidents.
The death toll among Indian nationals in the Iran war has now risen to 6, with the first reported fatality in Riyadh. Nearly 10 million Indian nationals living across West Asia are now caught in an increasingly dangerous security environment. Saudi Arabia has now openly reserved the right to take military action against Iran, with officials saying the kingdom will respond. Saudi Arabia and the UAE are inching closer to supporting the US-Israeli war effort, with some Gulf officials framing tougher support. An Indian national was killed in missile and drone attacks in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, in an incident linked by Indian officials to the March 18 security situation in the kingdom. The Ministry of External Affairs said this was the first Indian fatality reported in Saudi Arabia during the current war, and it issued a formal statement expressing condolences to the family. The Indian embassy in Riyadh separately confirmed the tragic death of the Indian national on March 20th and said it was coordinating with local authorities and the victim's family. Indian embassy in Riyadh said, and I quote, "The Embassy of India expresses its deepest condolences on the tragic demise of an Indian national in Riyadh due to recent events on March 18th. The embassy is in touch with the family and local authorities. We remain committed to extending all possible assistance in this matter." Unquote. With the latest casualty in Saudi Arabia, the death toll among Indian nationals in the wider West Asia conflict has risen to 6, according to the MEA. Dozens of Indians, including workers and seafarers, have also been injured in attacks across West Asia, as Indian officials continue monitoring the fallout of the conflict. The Indian government said it is focused on the safety and security of roughly 10 million Indian nationals living across West Asia, where missions remain in close touch with local authorities. An Indian national was killed in Riyadh on March 18th. 2 Indians were killed in an attack in Oman on February 13th. 3 seafarers died in attacks on merchant vessels. 1 more Indian citizen was reported missing. Meanwhile, the government on March 20th confirmed the latest death toll and briefed the media on steps being taken for the safety, evacuation support, and repatriation of Indian nationals in the region. India also provided an update on commercial flight operations in West Asia, with the DGCA issuing fresh restrictions and safety guidance for Indian carriers because of the deteriorating security environment.
An update on the status of flights. Overall, the flight situation continues to improve with additional flights operating from the region. Since February 28th, around 300,000 passengers have returned from the region to India. From UAE, airlines continue to operate limited non-scheduled flights based on operational and safety considerations. Today again, around 90 flights are expected to operate from various airports in UAE to India. Flights continue to operate from Oman and Saudi Arabia to India. With the Qatar airspace partially open, Qatar Airways is expected to operate 10 non-scheduled commercial flights to India today. Kuwait airspace remains closed. Jazeera Airways of Kuwait is expected to commence special non-scheduled commercial flights to various destinations in India from the Al Qaisuma International Airport in Saudi Arabia, with the first flight today to Kochi. This will facilitate the travel of Indian nationals from Kuwait to India. Bahrain airspace remains closed. Gulf Air of Bahrain continues to operate special non-scheduled commercial flights from Dammam Airport of Saudi Arabia to India. In view of the flight restrictions from Kuwait, Bahrain and Iraq, we are also facilitating travel of Indian nationals via Saudi Arabia. We continue to assist travel of Indian nationals in Iran through Armenia and Azerbaijan to India. We are also facilitating travel of Indian nationals from Israel via Jordan to India. Late yesterday night, we received information regarding the tragic demise of an Indian national during an attack in Riyadh on 18th March. We express our deepest condolences to the family of the deceased. Our mission in Riyadh is in touch with the family and is coordinating closely with the local authorities for the early return of mortal remains to India. 6 Indian nationals have unfortunately lost their lives and 1 is missing in various incidents. Our missions in Saudi Arabia, Oman, Iraq and UAE are in regular touch with the concerned authorities regarding the missing Indian national and for the early repatriation of mortal remains of the deceased Indian nationals to India. From Iraq, 15 Indian crew members of MT Safe Sea Vishnu who were safely rescued had left Iraq yesterday and are expected to return from Saudi Arabia to India today. 24 rescued Indian seafarers including 16 who were on board MV MKD Vyom and 8 on board MT Skylight, have earlier arrived in India from Oman.
Middle East Eye reported on March 20th that Saudi Arabia has given the United States wider access to additional bases as Washington adjusts its military posture in the region. According to that report, Saudi Arabia has agreed to open King Fahd Air Base in Taif, in western Saudi Arabia, for expanded American use. Riyadh has also not ruled out military action in response to attacks blamed on Iran, with Saudi Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan saying the kingdom reserves that option if necessary. Prince Faisal said Iran is trying to pressure its neighbors through attacks rather than genuine dialogue, accusing Tehran of threatening the security and stability of surrounding states. Iran's new supreme leader Mojtaba Khamenei said on March 20th that the country would strip its enemies of security, issuing another defiant warning as the war with Israel and the United States continued to intensify. Mojtaba also offered his condolences over the killing of Intelligence Minister Esmail Khatib, describing the assassination as further proof of enemy hostility toward the Islamic Republic. Those remarks were made in a message addressed directly to Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian, giving the statement both political and symbolic weight at a moment of mounting internal and external pressure. President Pezeshkian had confirmed on March 18th that Khatib was killed in an overnight Israeli strike, framing the attack as a major blow against Iran's security leadership. Mojtaba Khamenei said, and I quote, "In the name of God, the compassionate, the merciful Honorable President, Mr. Pezeshkian, may God protect him and increase his honor. With greetings and due respects, I hereby offer my congratulations and condolences to you, the esteemed members of the Cabinet, the colleagues of that Honorable Minister in the Ministry of Intelligence, and especially to the noble family of the deceased on the martyrdom of the hard-working Minister of Intelligence and long-standing anonymous veteran, Hajjat al-Islam Sayyid Esmail Khatib. May God be pleased with him. There is no doubt that the void left by him must be compensated through the redoubled efforts of the other officials and personnel of that sensitive ministry, so that security may be denied to both domestic and foreign enemies and bestowed upon all our fellow citizens. I ask Almighty God for your continued well-being, for the well-being of your colleagues, and for the elevation of rank of that dear martyr." Unquote. Earlier, Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz had claimed that Khatib was eliminated in the strike, presenting the operation as part of Israel's campaign against Iran's senior command structure. Katz also said the IDF had been given sweeping authority to act against top Iranian officials, signaling that Israel may continue trying to decapitate Iran's political and intelligence leadership.